is that? What a mess. I'm a mess. Mm. Good morning, Carolyn. It's good to see you today. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Grace. Good morning, Linda. Thank y'all for coming in today. Good morning, Denise. It's really good seeing y'all. Good morning, Catnap. I think it's going to be a nice day in Texas. Thank you for the thumbs up. Good morning, Liz. Good morning, Cheryl. Sure, Kat. Good morning, Dottie. What you got to brag about? I want to hear it. We need some good news. Good morning, Jackie. You look lovely with your new jewelry. Grace, I'm feeling pretty good today, but I haven't been doing anything either. I kind of felt bad yesterday. Oh, Linda, aren't you sick of that snow? Jackie, you look good with your silver jewelry. Oh, Kat, congratulations. That's wonderful. Good morning, Nelda. I bet that was Carolyn. Kat, that's fantastic. Good for you. Yep. And you're going to keep doing better and better and better. Good morning, Joy. No, Jackie, you don't need to thank me. I thank you. Yes, Kat, appreciate every single day. That's sort of what my chat's about today. Good morning, Liz. It was raining. We've had rain for about 3 days in a row. I didn't get to mow yesterday because it was rainy. I hope to mow this afternoon, but I'm also hoping that Brian comes down and helps me fix my fence that's fallen. This time, my crazy neighbor didn't have anything to do with it. This is a different fence. And when I talked to Brian on the phone, he said, yeah, that wouldn't be a problem. He'd come help me. Good morning, Connie. Carolyn laughing at my crazy neighbor. I haven't seen him. Haven't had any phone calls from them. No texts from them. So great. That's the way I want it. I like it that way. Well, y'all, you know, I'm going to want to talk about the news. It's all over the news. 67. Kat, it's 54 here. Oh my gosh, you don't want 39 and 3 inches of snow. Good night, no. Well, we're done with the snow. We're in spring, but I'll tell you what we will have is a heck of a lot of tornadoes and thunderstorms and stuff going into spring. It'll be real bad. Okay, so I would like to mention the news about Catherine, Princess of Wales. As you know, we've all been kind of sitting around wondering what the heck's going on. We'd like to know some information about her. We'd like to know the news. We want to know. We want to know. Good morning, Cindy. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. Yes, it's very sad. And yesterday I was watching YouTube and all of a sudden it popped up saying that she had cancer. And y'all, you would think I was a member of her family or something. I busted out bawling like a kid. In fact, every time I would see another report about it, I couldn't even watch it. I just started crying. I was so upset. But wasn't she the epitome of grace and dignity, sitting there on that bench with that beautiful background? And did y'all notice her face? Her face, she's so, I don't know, you could just see sad all over her face. And I felt so sorry for her and so sorry for the royal family and all the British people. Good morning, Susan. It's nice to have you here today. She is Kat. She is a wonderful person. My goodness, she's fantastic. I love her so much. And so, oh, Jackie, yes. I know it's news that affected everybody, and not just in your country too, but all over the world, because that's how much we thought of her, how much people loved her. I don't know. Yeah, Cheryl, she was. I don't know that if I had that news to tell people, if I could have been that strong, but it was all in her face. Her face was just, that's right, Grace. That's right. Absolutely right. But my prayers go out to her and all the royal family, all the people of Britain. I really do. I'm so sad. Yes, Kat, she did. She looked very pale and she's super thin. Good gosh. But she is. Good morning, Sharon. It's like the rest of the day had no joy in it, you know? Nothing. After you hear news like that and you really care about people, no, it doesn't, Kat. It sure doesn't. I hope so, Jackie. Oh, goodness. Good morning, Blue Rose. Good to see you today. Jackie, I really, really hope that they have. That's something we don't know, and we're going to have to wait and find out, isn't it? And I hope to goodness that she has strength to keep going. But bless her heart, they felt like, I'm sure they felt like they had to make a public announcement in some way. There were so many rumors and speculation. Oh my goodness, ridiculous rumors. And I every time I saw another one pop up on my screen, I would get all mad about it. You know, a rift between her and William, and just a bunch of stupid stuff that I don't even think about. Okay, Carolyn. And there were so many rumors. I guess they felt like they just better get there and tell people something. Yeah, Sharon. But you know, the thing is, normally they would use someone else to read a statement. Wasn't she very brave to sit there and tell everybody all by herself? Good morning, Rachel. To tell everybody that this is what is happening. So that man, she's a trooper, isn't she? She and it awful thing for she and Charles both. No, Jackie, Diane's not going to be here today. Don't worry about it, Jackie. You'll figure it out. You'll see. I thank you. Let me see. See those three dots? Put your cursor now. Don't do it over a name. Like, look, I've got my cursor over Rachel's name. I'm not going to kick you out, Rachel. But see the three dots to the side of it, Jackie? If you know what I'm talking about, there's three dots to the side of everybody. Click on those three dots and it will tell you, it will give you some options. Oh, that might be so, Blue Rose. Good morning, Mindy. Diane had something she had to do, so she's not going to be here. She was more dignified than I would have been, that's for sure. I would have been slobbering all over the place. No, you don't, Jackie. You don't have to be on a laptop. It's okay. So far, everybody's being nice so far. I don't see anybody we need to kick out. Everybody in here is a subscriber, or they couldn't get in here in the first place because it's subscribers only. The ones who comment. You'll figure it out, girl. No problem. Oh, good. Okay. You got it. I knew you could do it. So anyway, I'm very, very sad for them. I'm extremely sad for that whole country and that beautiful woman. My stomach's growling. I don't eat breakfast. Do y'all eat breakfast? I haven't eaten breakfast in years, and I'm gonna tell you, I sure do miss toast with butter on it or jelly. I miss that so much. I want eggs and bacon so bad I can't stand it. Anyway, yes, prayers for Princess Kate. That's absolutely true. My doctor appointment is April the 3rd. That's on a Wednesday at 10 o'clock. I always have Wednesdays at 10 o'clock. Yeah, Linda. Yeah, that's a good plan instead of just cutting food out. As long as I can go without food. Cannot go. So, as sad the news is, and I'm sure that we all pray for that family at this time. I mean, my goodness, King Charles has cancer, and the beautiful Catherine has cancer. I just hate it. I hate that for them. And I pray that it will not come back. So, anyway, yes, I am going to the doctor. I'm going to go to the doctor, and let me see if that's Brian or Sin. He might want to be coming down. Well, that was interesting. Connie, yeah, I pretty much have. I had a couple of days that I didn't feel very well. Good morning, Jen. Well, thank you so much. Linda, I tried keto. It's expensive. Oh, Rachel. That sure is young, 41. Yep, miracles happen. Miracles happen all the time. But Rachel, I'm so sorry. I'll put him in my prayers for sure. What a terrible thing to go through. Yeah, Linda, I did too. And I had a lot of energy. But I couldn't afford it anymore. So what I did was I cut out sugars. I cut out bread. I cut out dairy foods. Just sorry. Yeah, Jackie, I hope so. And I hope that all it is a blood sugar problem. I don't know. So we'll see and see what she says I need to do. Good morning, LL Jean. Heavy rain, huh? Well, we had rain for about 3 days in a row this last week. And my yard has grown up something awful from 1 week to the next. I mean, it just went crazy. Um, and so I wanted to mow Friday, and I didn't get to because it rained all day. And so I'm gonna, if Brian comes up today to help me with my fence, that's what I'll do. But I do need to go get gas in my gas can for my mower. And probably if the weather holds up, I will mow tomorrow. Gotta do it. Gotta be done. The weeds are taking over like crazy. Have any of you followed the story about the missing college student in Nashville? Name was Riley Strain. Uh, yeah, Jackie, you need to. Yeah, Brian got me a little thing that I can charge it if it runs down. But this is pretty much morning, Ramblin' Rose. Good to see you, girl. Yes, yes, Mindy, they did. Good morning, Sue. Nice of you to come in. Thank you. Hope you're well. Um, yeah, he was 22 years old from Missouri, and he and his friends went to Nashville. All the fraternity went to Nashville, and they went to bars. And I don't know whether they went to several bars or not. The last bar he went to said they only served him one drink. But when he came out of that bar, he took the wrong. Good, Carolyn. He took the wrong way. He went the wrong way, away from where his friends were. He was missing for 2 weeks, and they found him in the river. And that family, not only did they talk about before they knew he had passed away, oh gosh, Connie, I don't have any snow. Not only did they ask everybody to please pray for him and hope, look for him and so forth. Oh, sure, Rachel. Absolutely. Bless your heart. They also got up there after they found him and did a press conference and talked. And the mother, there was the father and the stepmother, and there was the mother and the stepfather. And all four of those people stood shoulder to shoulder up there and talked about their boy. and thank people so much. And that mother, the last thing she said, she's standing there. You see the anguish in her face. Oh, Lord, grief and anguish. And the last thing she said was, mothers, hug your children. And man, I tell you, I lost it. I just started crying because God bless her heart. That was really, really hard on her. And I've been watching this for the last 2 weeks, and unfortunately, they found him in the worst possible way. There's just been an awful lot going on. So the news on Riley Strain and the news from Catherine all happened at the same time, on the same day. And that's just terrible. Wouldn't you like just like a week of nothing but wonderful news? Just nothing but wonderful. Everybody's doing well. That would be nice. No kidding, Jackie. When I was in high school, there was this boy, very nice boy. Everybody liked him. And then all of a sudden, one day he just got up and walked away, left his car, left everything he had, just walked away, and they've never seen him since. And that's been 50 years ago. But it happens all the time. This little town, Gilmer, has a lot of people who disappear. One was a downtown Gilmer. It's a little bitty place. There was a place where you rent DVDs and movies. And she got the money, the bank bag, to go make a deposit, late night deposit at the bank. She made the deposit, and they've never seen her again. And this has been years. This has been, I don't know, maybe 30 years. They never saw this girl again. Now, she didn't steal the money and run off. So, that's not the deal. Yeah. Oh, hello, Mrs. Resale. Yes, I got it. I understand that too. I think so too, Mindy, especially this young girl, this 18-year-old girl that, you know. Well, I hope not, LL Jean. I'm going to do my best. I've got too many animals to just walk off. You know what I mean? People. Now, I know people just leave. I hope so too, Jackie. I really do. Clowder, that's cats, isn't it? A clowder of cats. I call it a mess. It's a mess of cats. They're doing really well. That Mr. Big Nasty guy out there, that bad cat, he's still out there. He thinks that's his patio, and the others stand back, and I feed him separately from them because he's so mean. But there's nothing I can do about it. I can't kill the guy, He's not going to run off. Why would he? He's got a place to be out of the rain and a place to be out of the cold. He's got plenty of food and fresh water. I mean, and he's not thankful at all. He is not. But my little pumpkin head, y'all, she nearly drove me nuts this morning. There is something in the laundry room up on the ceiling. And she's in there on top of the washing machine. Staring up at the ceiling the whole time. And I get in there where I'm with her, and I look up at the ceiling too, and I don't see a thing. So I don't know what it is. But I get her down off of the washing machine. The next thing you know, she's back on the washing machine. I don't see anything in there. autumn. It's our spring. We're having spring. I love spring. I love summer. I'm not fond of winter at all because of the fear of broken pipes. And I'm not fond of summer because of the horrible Texas heat. Australia has really rough heat too, doesn't it, Miss Resale? Oh, nice, Jackie. Yeah, Miss Resale, I saw it too. Oh, thank you, Rachel. That's sweet of you. No, I'm not going to disappear. I get kind of upset. Y'all, I have, I put that little nasty comment. Let's see, Jackie. It would be June, July, August, and September are really, really hot. July and August are the worst months of all. So, anyway, I stuck that little comment that person made. But y'all, I got another one the next day and I haven't posted it. But I'm going to tell you something. I got a death threat. And I couldn't believe it when I got it. A comment and my filter held it back so that I could look at it. Thank you, Debbie. Hi, good to see you. Dexter Dog, love that boy. It was a death threat. I took a snippet of it, and I reported him to YouTube. Yes. But Jackie, there's no doubt in my mind that nothing is going to come of that. They're not going to do a darn thing about that. So let me tell you basically what is an Asian man. He has a channel. His channel name is vile and disgusting in the first place. So I'm shocked that YouTube allows channel names like that. He's got 2 little videos on there, and those are disgusting as well. But what he said, I'm trying to think exactly what he said. I got it on my computer over there. For what reason? I don't know what. Thank you, Jen. I'm not worried. Honestly, I'm not. But still, it's wrong to do. What he did was tell me that what I needed was a hollow point. Now, y'all know what a hollow point is. That's a bullet. So that constitutes a death threat. And exactly what it is, because he's saying to me, I need to be shot. So, yeah, it's pretty sick. I don't know what in the world set him off. I have no idea. I wasn't talking about Asians. I wasn't talking about any countries. I can't imagine what did that. So I like I say, I doubt that. Yes, Jackie, this is true. You get a copyright threat from YouTube, but I don't imagine they're going to do anything to him. Nothing at all. He deserves to have his channel removed totally. And, but I doubt very seriously that's going to happen. Yeah, maybe so, Kat. Anyway, I'm not really worried about it. He's not going to, thank you so much, y'all. He's not going to find me. He's not going to, it's just a silly little skinny kid that thinks he can say whatever he wants. And apparently he can. Anyway, I told Brian about it. Well, see, y'all, I get I get comments for years. I have. Not all the time. Sometimes I go without them, but there are people who are content creators on YouTube that get them every day, get them in every video. We really put ourselves out there. We put the way we look, the way we talk, our surroundings. Good morning, Chris. Good to see you today. Welcome. And we put all that out there. And so all these people think that they have the right to say cruel, mean things. Thank you, Nelda. Thank you so much. You're such a sweetheart. And I think it's awful. And these are things that you and I would not do to other people. But these are things that apparently give them a thrill. So there's some other things that's happened as well, but I'm not going to go into it right now. I might next week. I don't know. It depends on what I decide to do about it. So, I can understand how people could get tired of this kind of thing. Especially the rude, cruel, hateful comments. Catnap. Thank you, dear. And there are a lot of people that quit YouTube all the time. I'm sure there's somebody every darn day that says, look, I've had it. I'm not going to do this anymore. You think so, LLG, and I think so too. You eventually, I'd kind of like to be there to see them get their just desserts, however. But I used to get comments all the time, comments that were just really nasty, rude comments, hateful comments. And there's no reason for it. Yeah, you can have your own opinion, but it doesn't mean you have to tell everybody about it. My simple Scandinavian life. How funny. A simple Scandinavian life. Maybe so, Rachel. Maybe so. I don't know. Anyway. So that's why I put that you have to at least be a subscriber for 1 week before you can comment on the live chats. But I can go for a month or a year or whatever I want to. But and I may check that you have to be a subscriber for a month or something like that from now on in the chats, because I don't need this stuff. I really don't. I've got enough going on as it is to worry about the petty stuff of theirs, what problems they have. Good morning, Diana. It's okay. You got to feed those kitties. I have to feed my kitties first thing every morning. Well, Jackie, everybody gets some vacation time. Some places you get a whole lot more. I mean, some get like a few. Yeah, Kat, exactly. It is, Diana. It rained here a couple of days ago, about 3 days in a row. But yeah, some people, get a month for vacation. Some people get a week for vacation, that kind of thing. I don't know. I have no idea. Brian is one of those people that doesn't take his vacation very often. His time, his days off. He doesn't take them very often. Thank you so much, Grace. That's sweet. I don't know what Brian would get. I have no idea. Of course, it's a year in April that we went to New York. And of course, he had to take off several days. Jackie, my husband was a barber, so yeah, that's self-employed. So he never took off work. He worked. Yeah, Cindy, that's right. He'd never he but he could be sick and he'd go to work. I mean, not to where he spread it to somebody else, you know what I mean? But no, he worked and worked. Oh, catnip. Well, New York's got some problems right now, that's for sure. Man, I don't know how people afford to live in New York. I really don't. Yeah, Mindy, I've got stuff like that too here that, because I've got so much stuff. I've gotten comments like that too, but there are people who only have one fork and one spoon in their house. You know what I mean? Minimalists. Carolyn, I wonder. I'm doing good, Chris. I hope you are too. Carolyn, I know that y'all. What's her name? She lives. She lives in Georgia. Um, Gray hair, kind of a bouffant style. She has her grandson, Helen. Helen what? Yeah. What's her last name? Shoot, I can't think of her last name. Now, she has gotten threats and stuff like that. Yes, Helen White. Thank you very much, Carolyn. I know that she has, I watch her sometimes, not all the time, because she's got really, really long lives. And I'm not very fond of the grandson. Sorry, I'm not. But I like her a lot. And she's a very sweet lady. And I know that she has gotten threats and gotten some really bad comments. And I don't understand that because she's in her 80s. That may be the one Carolyn's talking about. I don't know. I don't know. She may be 86. But yeah, there are a lot of people that get joint supplements. Well, yeah, that and Social Security. I don't know, Cindy. There's something. Yeah, Carolyn. Yeah. The ladies seem to really like him, but I'm not fond of him. $55 a month in 1955. Oh my gosh. Yes, Sue, I do. Not very much. At first, I ordered quite a bit, but then I had my shower curtains that I put in my garden and all that stuff, and all my little Timu plants and all that. And I was just ordering a whole bunch, but I've slacked off a lot. But every so often, I still look on there because there's stuff I would like to have. Wow, cat. Yeah, I bet. You mean on YouTube? Well, it took me a long time to get monetized. You have to have At that time you had to have 1,000 subscribers and you had to have 4,000 watch hours. So people had 4,000 hours people had to watch, and that was in 1 year. And it took me a long time to get that. And I had help getting that. I had other channels that would tell their subscribers to check my channel out and subscribe if they wanted to, that kind of thing. So it took me a long, long time. Oh, at work? Well, I'll tell you, My first job, I made $1.25 an hour, and it was working for Zales Jewelry Store. $1.25 an hour. Oh, Sue, good deal. That's what I need, some blankets. Well, yeah, Cat. Wow, LL Jean. Yeah, $1.25 at Zales. And I just see a picture of Catherine popped up on my little thing over there. I don't know what I was saying. Oh, I worked half a day. And then he told me at the end of the day, not only was I supposed to clean all the cabinets and the glass shells, they had to be sparkly, no fingerprints on them and all. And he told me at the end of the day I was going to have to sweep the floors. So I walked home. At that time, I didn't live out in the country. I walked home and I never went back. I'm not going to sweep floors. I mean, if I'm going to get paid for sweeping floors and waiting on customers and keeping all the merchandise straight, but I'm not going to sweep floors. I know, Sue. I There's a lady on YouTube, and I don't know her name. She is a very large lady, and she orders a lot from Temu, and she orders sparkly dresses and all kinds of things. But she looks wonderful in them. Just looks great. The first house that I actually owned was $50 a month to pay for it. $50. I agree, Kat. I'm not supposed to be a janitor, and I had the prettiest little dress that day, and I'm not gonna mop floors. No way. But anyway, $50 a month was the house payment, and then the next house payment was $60 a month. We moved houses. This is a long time ago when I was first married. And we bought a brand new home one time. Brand new. I even got to pick out the tile and everything, and the payment was $120 a month. And the house cost $18,100, and it was brand new brick house up near Fort Worth. The job I loved the most was when I worked for a man's clothing store, a very nice man's clothing store. And I had to quit to get a raise. And the last time I worked there, I got $700 a month, and that was my salary. And then I didn't work for anybody else anymore. I worked for myself. That way I can't complain, can I? Yeah. Macy's is still going, isn't it? Yeah, Long John Silver's. We have one here, Long John Silver's. I love Long John Silver's fish and chips. I like it a lot. Diana, it was a town called Longview. I was born in Longview. Excuse me, I hear something. Nope. I have a feeling it's that little devil and cat jumping off of something. I like it too, Cindy. Jackie, there's some in New York closing. Yes, Diane, it is. It's only about 20 miles from Gilmer. So I did a video on it showing where I worked. That's the place where I was going across the street and the wind blew my wig off my head and it blew down the street. Cars ran over it. and I'm quite sure some people were like, oh my God, I just hit a dog. It's wig laying in the middle of the street all smashed. I never went and got it. I left it there. Oh, there's that little devil cat. Come here, baby. Come here. I want him to see you. No, she didn't went around. I love catfish. I like fried fish. I don't know who that is. Matthew McConaughey is from Longview, you know. In fact, yeah, no, Jackie, nobody said a word. They never noticed it. Della Jean. Yeah, because I had bobby pins all over my head. So after the wig blew off, I just took all the bobby pins out and put them in my purse. I know I had this mashed down hair, but I just went back in and nobody even noticed it. I don't know if Johnny Mathis was. I don't know that. But Matthew McConaughey was in the year high school a year before my daughter, so she knew him. I don't know who that is. Montana Jordan. Come here, baby. I want to show them to you. I want you to see them. They want to see you. I don't know. I've never heard of him. That was an expensive wig, too, that blew down the street. She is being a pill over there, y'all. She's all over the table. What are you doing? I don't know who that is. Have no idea who that is. Thank you for the thumbs up. We have 29 thumbs up. I appreciate you very much. Come in, baby. I see some hearts. Let me get the key. There she is. Wait, look at the camera, baby. Sometimes because she's so black and my carpet is dark red, sometimes the only way I know she's in the room is when I see her eyes. Those flashlight yellow eyes. Do you see those? She saw the hearts, y'all. She saw the hearts. She's like, oh, yeah. Thank you very much, Sue. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. I know, Connie, aren't they? She's a sweet baby, though. Thank you, Chris. I've got 10 of them. I love them. I love all of them. But I tell you what, that little pumpkin head, I cannot pass her. I don't kiss her 5 times on the head. It's always got to be 5 times. Catch. I thought you didn't name them. Y'all, I love all my cats. I do. But, my outdoor cats, I have 2 favorites, and that's Ginger and LG the Mighty Warrior. They are my favorites. Now, Miss Key has gotten very sweet in a hospital, Jackie. Yeah. No, no being born at home. No. So Miss Key has gotten really nice since I got Pumpkinhead here. All of a sudden, Miss Key is just as sweet as she can be. Just really nice and loving and wants you to pet her, and she wants to get up and lay beside you. And I don't know. Oh, I see. I see. I didn't know you had indoor cats. Y'all, Diana's like a rescue for cats in California. Isn't that cool? It's very nice. So I'm going to tell you one more thing. I debated on if I was going to tell you or not. So I decided I am. I discovered last week that somebody had taken one of my videos, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and put it on their own channel, complete with all the comments that people had in the comment section, the whole shebang on their channel, my video. Now, according to YouTube's rules and regulations, the minute you make a video and publish it on YouTube, it becomes your copyrighted content. It's copyrighted. So I saw my video on someone else's channel. They never asked if they could do it. And in 2 years or however long it's been since it's been on that channel, I never knew it was there. And I was never told to go look, there it is. No one ever mentioned it. Nobody asked me if they could use my video, my content, my copyrighted content, and all my comments on their video. I don't know what I would have said had they asked if they could use it. I probably wouldn't have liked it, but I would like to have been told they were going to do that. Now, what I could have done is report them to YouTube. Oh, it's my video, Jackie, just like I'm talking to you right here. Yep. I mean, I'm telling you, they took the whole video and put it on their page. My voice, my face, my background, my everything, it was mine. It's just like you go and look at a video and you take it off of there and you go put it on your channel. It's the exact same thing. I don't know, Joy. I really don't. But I had the option that I could report it to YouTube. This and that and everything. There's very few things on there, just a few things, other things, but it's nobody, it's other, and it belongs to other people. There's the other stuff, I guess. I don't know. No, it wasn't, Diana. No, So I could have reported to YouTube, and if, because that was a copyright infringement, and what they would do is they would give that person a strike on their channel. And if they get 2 more strikes, that's 3 in all. It's just like a baseball game. 3 strikes, you're out. And they would have deleted this person's channel and banned it. But I didn't do that. I didn't report them. I think, and I don't think the video is still on the channel, but I did not report them. Jackie Bryan named her Pumpkinhead because her head was bigger than her body. At the time, she was the runt in the litter, and she had a little bitty skinny body and a big old head. So that's that he did that. Anyway, I wish I had been told that they wanted to do that. Yeah, that one. Ever so often, Diana, they put recommended and they show that. Hi, Luann. If it's copyrighted, they will give her a strike. They will give a strike and take the video down. But I didn't report it. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to get somebody in trouble. I don't. But I just think it was wrong for this person to take my video and put it on their channel for content. I just think that's wrong. It's the same thing as stealing. The thing is, I trusted this person. I trusted, and they betrayed me. That's exactly what happened. And I'm kind of getting a little fed up with YouTube, I'll tell you. I really am. It's stealing. Exactly, Cindy. It's stealing. I don't think they wanted any monetary gain from that video. I don't see that they could have. But why they did it, I don't know. Why they did it, I do not know. And not ask me or not tell me for over 2 years. So I'm getting kind of paranoid about what I post and what I say and all that stuff. Nope, Jackie, I hadn't been over there all week long or the week before that because I've still got that ceiling in the living room to finish. So I hadn't been over there. I need to go see what's over there because it has rained for several days, but I think Brian fixed that part in the roof. I just got to fix the ceiling. Yeah, I can't afford it. I can't afford him. He's inexpensive enough, but if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Yeah, Diana. That is a good idea, LL Jean. So from now on, hey, okay, Kat, have a good day. Have a good report from your doctor. No, Jackie charges by the job. But LL Jean, yes, when I am doing the video from now on, let's say a regular video, I can do a comment down there and put my Simple Cottage Life all the way across it. However, if you will look on my videos, you will see on the right-hand side at the bottom, you will see a Texas, the cutout of Texas, and that is my subscribe button. And that is one that I made specifically for my channel. So I think from now on, I think you're right. I think I'm just put my Simple Cottage Life all the way across the whole video. So I have to. It's getting ridiculous, isn't it? It bothers me more so than stealing from me, the fact that I had trust in this person, y'all. I had trust. And when you destroy somebody's trust, that's betrayal. And that's how I feel. And I'm very, very sad about it. No, I know, Carolyn, they don't. They're not going to do. Well, now, I could have reported it and they would have done something about it, but I don't want this person in trouble. Okay, Rachel. Hey, good luck to you. Don't forget, I got you in my prayers, honey. Have a good weekend. Yes, Cindy. Yes, LL Jean. Yes. This person I thought was my friend. I wondered about that, Jackie. Drove into the palace gates. Can you imagine doing anything more stupid than that? I mean, honestly, of all things. and they had them all, you know, boarded up where the gate was until they can and get it fixed. That's like that goofy guy that time that the queen woke up in her sleep and there was a guy in her bedroom. Remember that one? You know, he did that twice. The first time he did it, he did not go to her room. The second time he did, oh yes, Jackie, All Quiet on the Western Front. It's a wonderful movie, really. And it is from the German perspective, absolutely. And they're fighting in France. That's exactly right, Joy. That's exactly right. Isn't that weird? That's a stupid thing to be known for, isn't it? Like he was going to get away with that, for heaven's sake. Jackie, as a matter of fact, this is going to sound weird, but it's true. Texas used to have a cavalry. My dad was in a cavalry, and he rode a horse. He actually rode a horse. Now, let's see. I'm trying to think when he was born. My mother was born in 1917, and my dad was a little bit older than her. So in that period of time, but he before he married and had a family, he was in the cavalry. Oh, and I have a nephew that was in Desert Storm. I have a funny story on that. So my nephew was in Desert Storm, and one day I decided I was going to write a letter to any soldier. Remember when you could do that? You just write to any soldier and put the sub address on there that they gave you for Afghanistan or Desert Storm. Yes, Carolyn. Jackie's one, you see her. And I have Diana or Diane also, but she isn't here today. So I wrote a long letter and I thanked him for his service and all this kind of stuff. And I put to any soldier on it and I mailed it off. My nephew got the letter. And my other nephew, who was worked for a newspaper, wrote a story on that and put it and published it in the newspaper. See, there's the baby. Yeah, Ella Jean, the cavalry. How about that? See, baby. I know. I mean, all of a sudden he got my letter that I wrote to any soldier, but it went to him. I can imagine, Jackie. After you watch the movie, you'll see why. My gosh, my gosh. Listen, the first time I watched it, I didn't watch the ending. I must have had something to do. The second time I watched it, I watched the whole darn thing, and it just totally changed the whole perspective. Well, thank you so much, Brenda. I know, Diane, he got my letter. It's so cool. Isn't it interesting? I mean, that wouldn't have happened in a million years, but he did. No, I didn't address it to him. I addressed it to any soldier. And then they gave us an address that we could use. I don't know what it was now. I don't even remember where it went. But he got it. I bet he thought, my aunt sure is acting weird. This is a strange, like, thank you so much for your service. We appreciate you so much for helping keep our families safe. And I bet he's thinking, well, that's a weird thing for her to say. Oh, nice, Mindy. Jackie, you don't have to be at every live, you know. It's not like you're getting paid. Well, maybe he didn't get any mail, Ella Jean, because he sure got my letter. Jackie, I doubt it. I doubt it. Power. I don't know exactly what they did, but I used to have a picture of him in his uniform. They were like brown uniforms, you know. Okay. I just don't want anybody to think they're obligated. That's all. Because I got a button too. I can kick people out. I hope I don't have to. I don't think I've ever had to do that. Okay, what are y'all doing today? I am hoping Brian's coming up to help fix my fence, and maybe next week, I think, no, 23rd. Okay, so about a week and a half or so is when my doctor appointment is, and then maybe I can work on my house. Jackie, we went to a lot of places. My family really took a lot of vacations. Um, we went to Yellowstone Park about 5 different times. There is also a place in Wyoming called Thermopolis. We went there, and there's a great big swimming pool, and there's snow all over the ground, but this is fed by hot springs. This swimming pool, and you can sit inside and reach out. You get the pool and reach out and get a snowball and throw it at somebody in the pool, and you're warm as you can be, and there's snow all the way around. It was fabulous. But the park, Yellowstone Park, was wonderful. I absolutely loved it. And the bears would come on the roads, and you'd see the bison and the elk. It really does, Jackie. This country has some beautiful places, some wonderful places to see. How nice, Joy. But then also on vacation, we'd go to places like, camping, and my dad had a ski boat, so we would go and ski and ride in the boat, and we'd camp out and cook breakfast over the campfire and stay in tents. It was just an awful lot of fun. I had a lot of fun as a child. I didn't have anybody to play with uh, because we lived out in the country, and so I climbed trees and you know things like that. I didn't have anybody to play with. Oh, Cindy, you got them out. Do you still have to keep your eye covered, or is everything okay now? I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear you got that done. Yeah, Jackie, I was. I was. What video? Are you talking about the YouTube is having some problems, y'all. Sometimes I'll watch YouTube in the evenings and there won't be any sound. And no matter what video I go to, the sound is off. So I have to totally get out of YouTube and start my TV back up, and then there will be sound on YouTube. Wow. Yes, Diana. Well, I can always say that I got to see Yellowstone before the fire because there are things that I was able to see that people now don't see because everything was burned up. They had a lodge right there by Old Faithful that was giant, huge. The fireplace was so large that a 6-foot man could stand in there and put his arm up and still wouldn't touch the top of the fireplace. Thank you so much, Carolyn. Huh, Jackie? Well, you know, they say that the Yellowstone volcanoes are going to erupt again, and this time it's probably going to be the end of the earth, but we don't have to worry about it. It's not going to happen in our time, unfortunately, and I don't think it's going to happen in my grandchildren's time either. So it's like that guy that told me that time about making cabinets. I can build you some cabinets that'll be there forever. And I said, well, I won't. Why do I want cabinets that'll be there forever when I won't be there forever? You know, people they've got those, I can't think what they're called, y'all, those bubbling up out of the ground, you know, geysers. Is that what they're called? Got lots of them up there. It's a beautiful country, Wyoming is. We went on up into Montana and we went to North Dakota, went on up into Seattle, and I got to go up in the Space Needle. Now I would be scared to death because somewhere between then and now I developed a fear of heights. That may be because I went up in the Space Needle. Who knows? I know, Jackie. I saw several videos about those beautiful homes washing off. Gosh, Ella Jean, that's weird. It anyway, those beautiful homes out there in California are washing out into the ocean. Those $1 million homes. Yes, she would, Carolyn. You're welcome to be a moderator if you would like to be one. She would be good. She's a chatter. She chats. Think about it. It's Saturday morning and probably everybody and his dog is having a live. And so, I mean, I don't know how in the world YouTube is really weird. You know, there are millions and millions of channels. Yeah, at least this year, y'all, we had some ice and stuff like that, but at least this year I didn't have pipes that broke. I mean, the time before I had those pipes break, I had a $300 water bill. Yeah, Joy, they're doing great. I will do a video and show you an update on those because they're still bright and colorful as they can be. A lot of people, they say that theirs are fading out, but mine aren't. But I don't have, strong sun on that either. Hello, Carol. How are you? Happy Saturday to you too. And it's good to see you. Y'all, we've been here an hour and 15 minutes. That's good, Carol. I'm going to tell you something. I'm terrible. I used to take my car and get it washed. Well, I didn't get it washed. I'm one of those people that pays $1.25 and does it yourself with the wand. You know what I'm talking about? So, I mean, a car's a car, and it's not like I'm going to be in a parade with it. So, if I can just get the majority of the dirt off of it, that suits me fine. But I love when it rains and I can pull my car out and get a free car wash. That's pretty awful. But I watch Carol too. I watch Cindy. Yeah, Mindy. Yeah, it washes off the pollen. Bye-bye, LL Jean. I sure do thank you for coming in. Yes, I saw those too on some YouTube video. Caroline, I don't know. I mean, it's just something that people say there's no problem, and a lot of obviously there is. We see, just like see Diana's comment. There's more and more. The ice caps are melting, and the thing is, people go in and they tear down the trees, and the animals don't have any safe habitat anymore. They go into cities. They're already talking about coyotes in cities now. I saw a video the other day where a coyote came up and tried to drag off a little girl, and the daddy beat the heck out of it. So, I mean, it's just a mess. There's just so many people and no place to put them. So, sometimes I think that I'm okay being my age because I won't have to see what is ahead. I won't have to deal with the overpopulation and the lack of food and the failed crops and the weather, and I won't have to see what happens way in the future. Yes, Diana. I have them here, and Brian has them down his house too, and he's got goats, and he's seen them out beside his fence, and I've seen them out beside my fence too when my little dogs would be out there. I mean, they're starving. More people. I mean, all these people are leaving their countries and walking for months to find a country that'll let them come in and so that they can have food. Have you seen the videos where the United States is dropping care packages in Gaza, and the people are just running and running trying to get these? I understand that, Jackie. Yep, Dana, they will. They will jump those fences. Well, it's not just Texas, Mindy. I thought I don't know why I thought it was just Texas, but it's not. Look at New York City, y'all. New York City is closing down stores in downtown New York because of the looting and the shoplifting and the stuff. And then one migrant recently stole a car and ran into some people. I mean, they don't respect our laws because they don't know our laws. That's the problem. There's not any orientation. They don't bring them in and say, okay, here, you can do this and this and this. They're doing the exact same thing that they did in the country that they came from because that's what they know. I agree. I'm glad I'm not going to be here to see it. I'm not. I just hope it's an easier time for Brian and for my grandchildren. My beautiful little granddaughter is going to college to be a nurse, y'all, and she's going to be in the NICU, you know, baby unit. She's kind and loving and sweet and beautiful, and she is the perfect person to be a nurse for babies because she's got that wonderful heart for everybody, just kind and good. And I hope this world is a whole lot better for her and my grandson. Yeah, yeah, Diana. So y'all have it out there too. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And it's every country. And I didn't even know that. I just saw where Sweden is saying there's so many migrants coming in, they don't know what they're going to do. Sweden, who would have thunk it, huh? So it's not just Texas. It's just that Texas is the first one to say, what is that movie? He goes to the window and he opens the window and he yells, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Well, that's Texas. That's what Texas did. It really is, Carolyn. I don't know. I'm glad that we are here and we are happy right now. And life is tough for, you know, senior citizens and widows and people who lived on fixed incomes. But I fear it's going to get a whole lot worse from the people that come up behind us. Right. Exactly, Mindy. Exactly. They shut down a high school so that migrants could use the rooms for shelter. A high school. I guess in a nursing home. They did that to a nursing home, moved all the people out, all the elderlies and the ill. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know who's doing this. So I don't have it bad at all out here in my little cottage in the country because I don't see all that stuff. Yep. Yeah. Well, except for Texas, we're saying look, we're not doing it. I will be 76 in May, maybe. If I make it. Oh dear, Diana. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take to fix everything, y'all. I don't know. The minute somebody comes up with a good idea, there's always somebody else going to smack it down. And I'm honestly glad I'm not going to see what happens. I really am. He is, but then the United States government, the federal government, is fighting Texas governor tooth and nail. Oh yeah, Mindy, me too. The minute I open the door, if I've come from the grocery store, the minute I get in the house, I'll lock my door. I never leave my doors open or unlocked, rather. Yes, Cindy, you're right. You're right. They're trying to stop us. Thousands and thousands. I can't even remember now. They gave a figure on how many migrants had come into the United States, and I can't even remember. Jackie, they come from all over the place. They come from from Africa. They come from China. They come from everywhere. You name it. All those countries they come from. Bye bye, Carol. It's good to see you and thank you for coming in. Pretty much, Carolyn. If I mind my own business and stay where I am, yeah. That is true, Mindy. That's what they're saying. They are fighting age men. They're war age men. They're not that I mean, yeah, there are women and children too, but there's more men. It's concerning as it can be. You can't help but be concerned. You can't just pretend like it's not happening. And as unpleasant as it is, we're not the only ones talking about it, and we're not the only ones that feel the way we do. No, Jackie, I've had it with that. I've got all I need. I've got my patio area fixed the way I want to, and I'm not going to put any more. Exactly, Mindy. Yeah. Panga boats. I don't know what they're thinking. Are they thinking that by coming here, they're going to escape crime? That they're going to have, like the land of milk and honey, they're going to have lots of food and a place to stay. And so far, they're getting it. I think the United States and Great Britain have a lot of the same ideas on that. That's what we're doing here too, Jackie. We have like New York, for instance, there's this big hotel. I think it's called the Roosevelt Hotel, and the entire thing is migrants, and the government pays the hotel owners to let these people stay there. So why, I want to know. Exactly. And yet we can't get them, Cindy. I can't get them. I don't have food stamps or whatever you call it nowadays. I don't have that. I live below the poverty line, but I don't get food assistance at all. I know it, Diana, but I think that soon as it's like the Border Patrol, not the Texas National Guard, but the Border Patrol. So they arrest them, but then they let them go. I kind of think you're probably right, Joy. I mean, God, what are we going to do, y'all? Seriously. I have compassion just like the next guy, but holy cow. It's the thing is, it's becoming where nothing, we can't afford it anymore. Can't. I don't either. See, I don't have, like assistance paying for a house to live in or an apartment to live in. I don't get anything to help me with electric bill. I don't get any of that. Oh, I was reading that I felt Lucy, and I thought, what do you mean? I said, lucky. I felt lucky. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew what you meant. I wonder if Hawaii's got a whole bunch of migrants because, Hawaii is a very expensive place to live in, and I'm wondering if they're getting any. Hello, Anna. How are you? Thank you for coming in. I used to want to go to Hawaii, and then I had some friends that used to live there, y'all, and she said they have things of rice that they keep in big glass bottles with screw tops. And she said if you have when you cook your rice, you have to sift it because it has weevils in it, and everybody lives like that. It's just normal. That place, all the foods and things, you get weevils and everything. You have to sift it, and then you go ahead and cook it and eat it. Jackie, no, I have not actually fainted, but I flat have had to sit down on the ground in the stores before. And that's what it is. It's an absolute, it's like everything you've got is, every energy is drained out of you. Yep, Brenda. I don't get any benefits at all. Hello, Teresa. How you doing, Teresa? I'm glad you came in today. Well, Brenda, here's the thing. like Medicaid, for instance. You can't own a home and have Medicaid. You can't. And that's one reason I don't get Medicaid. Oh my gosh, Jackie. These people fainted on the train. And so whatever, I really just hope it's blood sugar. I don't know what she's going to do about it if it is. I have no idea. But I have been knowing for a long time now that there's something definitely wrong, and I can't keep going like this. And some mornings I get up and I feel fine, and then an hour or so in, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm feeling awful." Jack, they live streams like this, they take advantage of it. Boy, they throw in a lot of ads. I could cut those. Well, I can't cut them off now. I can't cut them off. And I'm scared to do anything. You know, I just now did live chat instead of top chat. And so I'm realizing that I have missed a lot of comments and I did not know it. I'm same here. My car insurance went up and I've never had a ticket, never had an accident. Oh, wow. Mindy, you know what? I'm going to tell you this. I have noticed that my mouth is dry, constantly dry. No matter how much water I drink, my mouth is dry all the time. I am constantly during the day drinking water. And no, I haven't, Jackie. I know what you're talking about though. Oh, Mindy. Well, I take a thyroid medication and I take a blood pressure medication. Oh no. Maybe it's blood pressure medicine. Oh yeah. I've had thyroid problems since I was 10 years old, and I've never had a consistent where I could go for very long and be okay. It's either crazy out. Yes, I do, Jackie. Yep, I do. All day long yesterday, I wanted to drink coffee so that I could be warm. Oh, yeah, Sharon, I'm drinking water constantly. Okay, I will do that, Diana. I will do that. But seriously, y'all, I'm constantly drinking water. Yep, diuretic. Uh-huh, Mindy, I got it. My blood pressure's out of sight, out of crazy. I mean, it's just crazy. Hey, Alice. How you doing? Nice to see you. Alice is a cat lady. She's got kitty cats in her house too. She used to feed a bunch of strays. Well, thank you so much. Blood pressure and thyroid is really all I take. I mean, I take, you know, 5,000 IUs of vitamin D. Well, that's got to be what it is, Diana, because I am constantly, my mouth, I just took a sip of water and my mouth is already dry. Me too, Mindy. I take the same thing. No, you don't. Lisinopril. I'm gonna go look, but I take lisinopril. Hmm. Alice, I came to your live the other night, but I do it from my TV, so I can't comment. But what's that guy's name? You've got a guy there that he's French. I can't think of his name, but I like listening to him. Yeah, Daniel. I like him. And listen, he's always saying that he doesn't speak good English, but yes, he does. He speaks great English. I wish I had studied French more when I was in school, but I didn't. That's one thing that a Texas country girl should never speak. You know, bonsoir, mon chéri. That would be about the way. Yeah, he is a nice man. He sure is, and he's interesting. I, Grace, I don't drink 64 ounces of water a day. I mean, I don't see how that's possible. You would have to pretty much be sucking on a bottle all day long to have that much water. Well, I'm not going to chew gum. Me too, Brenda. Mm. Longer than 20 years. Oh, yeah, Mindy, yeah. The heat or your activity. Oh, it's a great laugh. Yeah, it is. I hear you. But we got to do it. We got to have it. Jackie, I don't know. That's the thing. I've got one of those battery operated, blood pressure things. And I seldom ever take my blood pressure. And I know I should. I know I should. I'm one of those people where if I don't know about it, it doesn't happen, you know? If like if I used to, my grandmother and my mother both passed away from cancer. And I've always said, I don't want to know. If that's what I've got, I don't want to know because I'm not going to do anything about it. I know I won't. I'm not going through all of that they went through. And so the less I know about it, Mrs. Resale, the less I know about it, the better off I feel like I am. If I want to croak, I'm going to croak. I don't want to know a year ahead of time that I'm going to croak a year later. I don't want to know. I want to skip through life in rose-colored glasses, and I don't want to know. Oh, I know what you're talking about, Blue Rose. Yep. My mother had breast cancer, and she had a mastectomy. Then she went 5 years, and then they discovered that she had bone cancer, and then she had brain cancer. Yeah, I know it, Jackie. I know it's better. I know it's a lot better these days. My grandmother had colon cancer. And now there are a lot of things nowadays that they have that they didn't have at that time. For instance, my Bobby was on hospice at home. Although I did most of the work, they mostly came in and took his blood pressure and checked his meds, and then they went away. I'm the one that did all the lifting, the changing the sheets, the bathing him, and all that stuff. Hospice didn't. I did. But I wish to God that my mother had at home hospice because I was her caregiver also. I had to feed her, I had to change her, I had to wash her. Thank you, Anna. No, Jackie. No, just my mother. And there are a lot more resources out there now for things like that, a lot more medications and stuff like that. But y'all, from my town to Houston is a 6-hour drive, and we had to do that. Hi, Kevin. Same with me, Kevin. My husband, we had home hospice, but he was only on it for about 4 months, and then he passed away. He he got on hospice way later than what he should have. I don't want to be 100, for God's sake. No. I don't want to be 100. There. Wow, Blue Rose. I do take a calcium tablet every day, but my vitamin D is what's so low with me. I know that hospice has its place. I know it does, but y'all know how we all feel the minute you hear the word hospice. You're like doom and gloom. That's how you feel. Because I remember bringing Bobby home from the doctor one time, and I called Brian and I said they're going to put Bobby on hospice. And he said, now he works in hospice, Brian does. And he said, do you mean home health? I said, no, hospice. So, I mean, his disease progressed super fast. From the time that he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's was only a few years. Well, I know they have some great programs and they have wonderful medications and things that they do now. But no, if I'm ever diagnosed with something like that, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm just not. Probably had I not seen my mother and had to take care of my mother and then had to take care of my Bobby too. Jackie, he progressed from being in his recliner to being in a hospital bed right over here in my living room. And it didn't seem like no time at all was he in that hospital bed, just maybe a couple of months. But let me tell you, and this I don't mean for you to be sad about it, but from when he was in this recliner over here, and we still had conversations, he was still laughing and all of that stuff, and all of a sudden, it just seemed like all of a sudden he was in that hospital bed and hospice was coming out. No, it's okay. And I hadn't heard him speak to me for several weeks, not anything. And then one day I was sitting in my recliner, I'm watching TV. He was laying in his bed, and he looked over at me and he said, will you be my sweetheart forever? That was the most precious thing I have ever heard in my life. Will you be my sweetheart forever? I hadn't heard him speak in weeks, not a single word, and that's what he said. So, yep, Jackie, he knew me. He knew me. It wasn't far out after that he passed away. So, yeah. You know, there's some a YouTube channel of a lady. She is a hospice nurse. I don't know if any of y'all have ever said that, watched her or not, but yeah, it was lovely. She tells you what to expect, what to look for, different signs, different things that they do, and it's very helpful. The things that she says, because if you're taking care of somebody like just ill or on hospice, you know these signs because she's telling you about them. I know, Diana. I know it. I'll never forget it, ever forget it. That was so sweet. Yep. So we think that people don't hear us or don't know, but hearing is the last thing to go anyway. You hear. So you got to be real careful, because if somebody's dying right there in front of you, you don't want to, you know, you don't want to say something that you shouldn't say. You need to be positive and upbeat, and it's tough to do. Pretty darn tough to be positive and upbeat when there's somebody laying there dying, I'll tell you. So anyway, that's that story. It is, Jackie, but I'm going to tell you something. Unless Brian is ill and needs me to take care of him, I am never going to do that again. I took care of my mother. I took care of my husband. I will never do it again unless I absolutely have to. because it was so darn hard on me. So hard. And nobody came. You know how hard it is, even if to roll a man over so that you can put a sheet under him and then roll him back this way so that you can spread that sheet out. Man, it's hard. Yes, Blue Rose. Man, it's hard. That's tough, Diana. Yeah, you're doing it out of love, and it's a good thing you love him, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be doing it. You know that. Well, thank you, Joy. But I mean, yeah, that's Anna. That's sweet. That's sweet. Yeah, so it's tough to be a caregiver. It's real tough. And those are usually topics that people don't like to talk about. I came across I do have all my albums, my photo albums from way back in the 70s, and each album is like so many, about 5 years, and then there's another album 5 more years, and I was looking at some of the pictures, and then some of them are hilarious. I know, Mindy. You know, Jackie, with Alzheimer's, you know, we took Bobby to a doctor one time, it's a female doctor, and we were talking about that he has Alzheimer's, and she said something about how people sometimes say, "I just told you that 15 minutes ago." You know, they'll tell that. A person with Alzheimer's, they'll ask a question. "I just told you that 15 minutes ago." And she was telling about that, and I said, "I've done that before." And she looked at me and she said, "Don't you ever do that. Don't you ever say that to somebody that has Alzheimer's. They can't help it. Don't you ever." And I said, "Look, nobody gave me a manual that says here's how you are supposed to act when you're taking care of somebody with dementia. So you need to write one, and don't tell me how I'm supposed to act, because I don't know." I have not had a good record with doctors. I just haven't. We don't know how we're supposed to act. We don't know what we're supposed to say. Good grief, it's our first time ever dealing with a patient with Alzheimer's. Nobody knows. Yeah, they are. There's different dementias, and they act in different ways. I had a friend whose husband had Alzheimer's. He wandered away from home, and they had to call the cops to go out in the woods and get him. He did this 2 or 3 times. Oh, well, thank you, man. I guess I overdo it sometime, I guess. I used to say my mouth had no filter. It just whatever came out is the way it was, but she had to take the knobs off her gas stove, or he'd be turning on the gas at night. Now, I didn't have that kind of thing. Bobby didn't do that. Bobby was about the most perfect patient, if you're gonna have a patient. Yeah, Jackie. I mean, he sat in his recliner and he watched TV. He didn't talk very much. And Brian would bring him a vanilla shake, and he'd sit there in his recliner and he'd drink his vanilla shake. He didn't have any conversation. All he wanted was watch TV and drink his shake, and he was happy. So, I mean, he wasn't, as far as trouble, he wasn't trouble. It was tough when he was getting up, going to the bathroom, having to take a shower. That was bad. That was hard, because even though he was losing weight, he still weighed more than I did, and it's hard for me to pull a man up out of a chair. No, I did not, Jackie. Not at all. I mean, I'm out here in the country, me and Bobby's dying of Alzheimer's. That's it. I had nobody to tell me what I should do, what I shouldn't do, nothing. So, and then when he got in once he went in that hospital bed, he never came out of it again. He never put his feet on the floor again. And you got to think sometimes it's tough on them. I remember my mother had a bedside commode, and I would have to help her, lift her up and help her so she could use the bathroom. And I would go out of the room, and then I would come back and put her back in the bed. And one time she had an accident and she missed the commode. And I noticed it the minute I came in, and I put her back in bed and cleaned her up. And I walked out of the room, and y'all, 79, Carolyn. I got some rags and I crawled into her bedroom so she couldn't see me from the bed. She couldn't see me. And I cleaned up the mess that she had made so that she would not know she had done it, because I didn't want her to be embarrassed. So I crawled on my hands and knees and cleaned it up. Those are the kind of things that manuals don't teach you to do. Those are the things you do because you love somebody, or you wouldn't do it. So I could never be a hospice nurse or any of that stuff. I never could, because I don't. Me too, Susan. Me too. There should be. But see, each case is different. It was tough, wasn't it, Mindy? Because each case is different and each patient does different things. It's hard to know. And that's why this woman, I'm going to see if I can find her name or get her name and write it down for you if you want it. That's why everything she says is so wonderful to watch, because you see what other people go through and what to expect and what to do when it happens. So I wish I did have somebody, a class or somebody say, yeah, I understand. I know what you're going through. I didn't have anybody, because nobody understood. When people would come to visit with Bobby, they always saw him sitting in his recliner with a smile on his face, all cleaned up and nice. They didn't see the stuff in between. Yes, Cindy, exactly. They didn't see all the stuff in between. They didn't see when he's trying to climb over the rails and falls on the floor, and you're there and you're trying to get him up, and he weighs a whole lot more for you. I think that's probably what's wrong with my back now, is because of that. So they didn't understand. I know that one time Bobby's sister and brother-in-law were here, and Bobby needed to go to the bathroom. And I got him up and pulled him up and got him into the bathroom. And his sister, I looked back and saw her sitting there and told her husband, we need to go. She was upset seeing him that way. I understand it now. She was upset because that's the first time she had ever seen her brother need somebody to get him out of a chair so he could go to the bathroom. And I understand now. She got upset. She had never seen it before. And that's her brother, and she loved him. But in a way, I'm glad she got to see that, because she needed to know what's going on, didn't she? We never know what's going on with the other person. We never know what they are having to deal with. I was, Anna. I had to be. I don't know that I am now, but at that time I was. But I swear, having to take care of a sick person that you love is one of the hardest dadgum things I've ever done in my life. Oh, Diana. Yeah, Mindy. Yeah, same here. Every bite my mother or my husband took of food, I put it there for them. Every sip of water, I put the straw in their mouth because they couldn't. He couldn't even hold a fork anymore. I had to feed him. And then it got to where of course, he wasn't eating anymore. But I tell you what, taking care of somebody at home, I mean, you better have a strong back and a strong will. Yeah, I hear you, Carolyn. I understand, Carolyn. I truly do understand, Carolyn. My mama used to say, every good deed you do is another star in your crown. So, Carolyn, you got a lot of stars in your crown. So do all of y'all who have ever done this before. Some stars in your crown. Ah, yeah, Cindy. Too bad we can't all just sail through life with being happy all the time. And Jackie, honestly, you are so correct. These ladies that come here, and the gentlemen, but I don't have many guys that come to my lives, but or watch my channel for that matter. I don't have many men. All the ladies are absolutely fantastic. If I were going to have a sister, I'd want them to be my sister. That's for sure. They are the sister I never had. Well, not necessarily now, Blue Rose, not necessarily. I tell you something, y'all. You know that Bobby is not Brian's biological father. He was daddy. He raised him like a daddy. You know that saying, any man could be a father, but it takes someone special to be a dad. Well, that was Bobby for Brian. He raised him since he was a year old. Um, I forgot what I was going to say. Oops, forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I know now. So, Bobby passed away from Alzheimer's. Brian's biological father has Alzheimer's. Um, and he is in it's not like a nursing home. It's something else because he can still get up and, he still has some capabilities of taking care of himself and going to the dinner table with the other people, that kind of thing. But he does have Alzheimer's. And I think now he's at the stage where he doesn't really know his family, his siblings. But so two people in Brian's life have had Alzheimer's. And that's kind of hard for him, I'm sure. He was the absolute love of my life, Carolyn. Absolutely. Sisterhood. Possibly Blue Rose. He's fallen out of bed before, and thanks, Anna. He's fallen out of bed and fallen down and broke something. I don't know what. I, you know, until my I had nobody in my family, blood family, had Alzheimer's. Cancers, yes, but not Alzheimer's. It's a nasty little nasty disease, isn't it? Oh, that was in Brian's little sports car. His little convertible. Brian came up here. Oh, Brian came up and got Bobby one Sunday to take him for a ride, and we had to get him dressed and get him down the steps and get him in the car. And he had the top off the car, and they went for a long ride. And he stopped at a Sonic and he bought him a corn dog. And he said he put the corn dog in the thing in Bobby's lap, and he gave him a thing of mustard. And he said Bobby sat there and looked at it, held it in his hands and sat there, looked at it. And Brian realized he didn't know what he was supposed to do. So he took the mustard pack and opened it up for him and put it on the corn dog and gave it to Bobby, and Bobby ate it. But Brian didn't ask. He just immediately just took the initiative to take care of it because he knew what he needed. It's knowing without having to ask, you know? And so they went riding around up in the woods and on the oil roads and all that stuff. And he played Elvira. Do y'all remember that? Elvira, Elvira, my heart's on fire, Elvira. Well, that was one of Bobby's favorite songs. So he played that song for Bobby the whole time they were riding along. And here's the thing, there's a thing that said some people don't take Alzheimer's patients for a ride in their car because it would be a waste of gas. And then there's people like Brian. It's not a waste of gas. He had a wonderful time. He took him on this wonderful ride, and the breeze was blowing, and the top was off the car, and he played his favorite song. Now, here's a story, and I've never told this. When Bobby passed away, we had him cremated. And there came the day that they called us and told us that his ashes could be picked up. And it was about an hour's drive from here for Brian to go get them. And Brian wanted to go get him himself, go get his ashes and bring them home himself. He didn't want me to go, and I didn't. He went home, he went and got him, and it was raining like crazy. And he put Bobby that container on the seat and put a seatbelt around it. And all the way home in the rain, he played Elvira one more time. I love that. I love knowing that. That is so wonderful to know that he did that. Now that's the Brian nobody ever sees. Y'all always see Brian as somebody that comes up and helps him with the fence or helps him with the roof, but that is the compassionate, loving kind Brian, the way everybody should be. And if you got somebody like that in your life, you are blessed. I'm telling you, you sure are. Well, ladies, I think it's time for us to all go and do whatever we want to do on this Sunday. I hope you all have. Oh, thanks, Mindy. Yeah, he's very special. He sure loved Bobby. That was his last ride. That's exactly right. And I love the story. I've not had an opportunity to tell it before, so thank you for bearing with me and thank you for listening. And I know sometimes we talk about stuff in here that's not easy to talk about, but sometimes we need to get stuff off our chest, don't we? So anyway, all right, y'all. I hope you have a great weekend and go be good to somebody, and then somebody will come and be good to you because what you spread out into the world comes back for you. Thank you, Jackie, my wonderful new monitor. I appreciate you very much. Appreciate your time. And y'all, all of you, I love you so much. You have no idea. Yeah, you can go clean your closet now, Susan. Susan, you can. Bye bye, everybody. Thank you so much. I love y'all. Have a good day.